Welcome back to Typical Mondays, everybody. As always, we are your hosts. My name is Ben.
And I'm Lane.
I almost said my name was Lane.
That's all right.
I had
we can
to
both be Lane.
I had to turn down the volume. Yeah, trust me, you're enough Lane for the both of us. So how's it going, man? How's it going since last week?
It's been good. Just built a trampoline for my little brother with a little bit of his help.
Nice. What's the percentage breakdown on workload there?
Work versus help.
Or who did, how much percent?
Who did 98% of the work? Yeah, me.
You did 98%,
so, yeah,
okay.
Of course I did. I can tell you what I will not be building for my kid. A trampoline.
I was gonna guess
something
swing
else.
set.
Oh. We built
one of those too, yeah. We've got a lot under our belt, huh? We've assembled trampolines. We've disassembled trampolines for nothing but chump change and
enough change
Hardee's to eat a...
Yep, enough change to eat a meal at Hardee's. I remember that.
Yeah, the most expensive meal at Hardee's, but still.
Yeah, it was a pretty good
just
meal.
A meal at Hardee's.
Solid meal. Drink, fry, sandwich.
And so you got anything else? Do you have any... it's been a while since we've had an Alex update. Anything going on with him?
He was sick, just got better as of this week. So last week he was actually sick, had the flu, which I think everyone...
It's been going around, man.
Everyone I know has had the
something.
flu. Even I got sick for like 2 days, which is insane.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've been sick in like 3 years.
Huh. Yeah.
I kind of have that cough too. So
yeah. See, I didn't get like the flu per se, but I was under the weather for a few days.
Yeah. I blame it on lack of sleep. So
yeah. That'll do it to you.
Sticking to that.
How's fatherhood treating you?
It's been getting a lot better. We both sleep more. The baby's in generally a much better mood. Nice. So when she wakes up, she laughs instead of bloody murder screams. So it's
How old is your daughter now?
3 months as of yesterday.
Man, 3 months.
Yeah, which it really does feel a lot longer.
Oh sure.
Yeah. It feels like she's already a year or 6 months, but yeah. It's nuts, but she's getting big.
Nice. Yeah, Zola's walking around like a pro these days, and
really,
they had her. Wow. It's her. What is it? It's today the 17th. Her birthday's in 12 days. She'll be a year. It's been a year. Can you believe that?
Jeez,
a year. Crazy. It goes by so fast.
That went by really fast. Yeah,
so fast. It's nuts.
Did the first 3 months go slow for you?
Yeah. And looking back, it's all a blur though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's true.
But it's when you're not sleeping, it is slow going, as they say. So today we've got an interesting idea, and Lane, you fancy yourself as something of a conspiracy theorist indulgist, maybe I'll say.
Yeah, I dabble.
You dabble? Yeah.
I dabble.
And I'm open, but I in most areas in life I am a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for here, Lane?
Skeptic.
A little bit of a skeptic. I think there's a reasonable explanation for most things. So you have some really, really serious, life-changing conspiracy theories to hit us with. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
If you're gonna try and get me woke over here.
Prepared to have your mind blown, Ben.
I am very prepared. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm prepared to be skeptic. Because those are the roles that we talked about.
Prepared to have your mind changed. And I might be talking a little bit weird today. I'm not sure if it comes across via the audio. I had a cavity drilled a day or two ago. Cheek's not numb, but it still hurts like crap. So bear with me a little bit here too.
Nice. I've never had any kind of like heavy dental work like that. Yeah, I never had any
a cavity drill. That's not like a heavy dental work. It's just...
I've never had anything drilled. Really? When you talk drilling teeth and mouth, that sounds heavy to me.
You ever been to a dentist?
What's a dentist?
What is this? This is a witchcraft.
I just never had any cavities, so I just get the cleanings and never had any cavities.
That's good. I never get them now, but as a kid, I would always get them. And it was weird because I would never eat crab, drink soda, like no sweets. It's crazy. But I got the cavity filled, and they gave me horse tranquilizer because nothing else would work.
Are you serious?
No, but I mean, it's like the heavy duty stuff that insurance will never cover. So it's like, that was fun.
Nice.
But all right. Let's get into this.
Anyway, speaking of fluoride, not like we were talking about fluoride, but
hey, that was a great segue. All right. Fluoride in the water.
Oh, is that really your first one?
Yep.
Oh,
It
wow.
actually is. Ben doesn't know what
I have not seen this
prepared.
list.
So, fluoride in the water is killing people and turning them into mindless zombies.
Oof.
How do you feel about that, Ben?
I feel like it's a pretty big claim from the get-go.
Any validity there?
Well, you lose me.
the title?
You lose me on mindless zombies.
I think they're implying a little bit of sarcasm in this one. I don't think it's like actual
like dumbing
zombies.
down the population.
Yeah.
I could probably, I don't think it's that far of a stretch. The government is, pumping some stuff in a few different mediums that aren't great for us. So I'm somewhat open to this one.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of fluoride.
Off to a great start for me.
Not a fan of fluoride. So
okay, so I highly believe this one. In city water, there's high amounts of fluoride. There's studies that have proven fluoride does nothing to help your teeth whatsoever.
Correct.
It actually might make them worse.
I'm with you on that.
I think the average person, by the time they're 28 or early to mid 20s, if you've lived on city water, your pineal gland is almost 100% calcified.
I've
like
heard
a
this.
little rock.
Now, can you enlighten me onto what that gland does for somebody?
So, I guess the debate's still open for that.
Oh, okay.
But it's basically this little gland in the middle of your brain, and if you do any kind of scan on it, CAT scan, anything of the sort, it actually has cones in it, like your actual eye does, and it's in the shape of an eye. So that's where the whole quote,
that's your mind's
third
eye.
comes
Gotcha.
from.
Oh, okay.
The Egyptian eye, stuff like that. So there's an actual eye, not but not like an actual eye. So
but it's similar to
it's got like cones that your eyes have, which are used for seeing things. So why would that be in the middle of your brain?
Right.
So it's
very interesting.
That turns into a rock with fluoride. Actually, fluoride specifically targets that. So kind of weird.
Well, you know what, Lane? You've done a fantastic job on this one. I think I'm convinced.
Yes.
Totally convinced. Good one to start on. Not a fan of fluoride.
One for Lane, 0 for Ben.
Yep. Okay, we're keeping score.
Avril Lavigne was replaced by a clone named Melissa.
Well, we jumped off the deep end real quick. It was a real steep dive.
Yep.
I'm open. How do we feel about Avril Lavigne?
You see,
Skater Boy?
I do not know any of her songs. I think I know that one. I know the title, at least.
Yeah, we got that. Remember that song where it's like...
Oh, that song.
It's like... I can't think. It's like a slow dirge.
Yeah. She was a skate. Yeah, I don't
know. There's that
something. Yeah.
And it was like someone. Yeah, but anyways,
he
emo.
was a skater boy. She said,
"See you later, boy." Yeah, something like that.
There we go. And then so that song, and the only other one that I know is the one that played on the Xbox game Burnout Paradise.
Is she?
I don't know which one that was. It could have been the same one.
Is she still married to Chad Kroeger of Nickelback fame?
No idea.
Interesting. What an interesting. Well, not a very interesting couple. They probably deserve each other. Yeah, they were married.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They might still be.
Well, I don't know if he's married to Avril or Melissa at this point. So, as the lure goes.
Yes, who is this Melissa?
This is a conspiracy theory that started on a Brazilian fan website, where all legit sources come from. At the beginning of her career, Avril Lavigne used a body double, whose name is Melissa. Apparently, the singer passed away back in 2003, and producers were keen to use Melissa as the new Avril Lavigne.
Interesting.
One piece of evidence to this conspiracy theory is the sudden change of Avril's style, which we both proven we don't really know what that was.
Nothing about.
So, something about the real Avril was more tomboy. And this Melissa character, definitely more girly.
Yes.
People do change pretty easily, so I don't really see much.
Seems like you're not even very convinced of this one, Lane.
Maybe, hey.
How can I believe you if you don't even believe in yourself?
Some fans even believe that there are clues in the song about Melissa becoming a new Avril Lavigne, such as the lyrics in the song "Slip Away," where she sings, "The day you slipped away was the day I found it wouldn't be the same, or it won't be the same.
That is some pretty heavy evidence.
Could have been talking about Chad Kroeger. Actually, no, she's probably too young.
Probably too young,
at that point. Never mind.
Do we have any fun conspiracy theories on Chad Kroeger and Nickelback?
I don't, actually, other than he might be married to Melissa.
Maybe their music sucks so bad because they grew up on fluoride. Maybe that's why. Really conspiracy theory for Nickelback.
See, I actually like Nickelback. So
I like them back
everyone
in the day.
loves to hate them, but if you're in a car and a Nickelback song comes on the radio, chances are you're not gonna change it.
Look at this photograph.
Exactly. It's like everyone grew up on it. At least we did. It's just everyone loves to hate them. I don't love them, but if it's on the radio, I'm not changing the channel. So gotcha.
Yeah, they get a little more hate than they deserve. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is not about Nickelback. This
to
is
wrap
about...
up, Avril Lavigne is now Melissa. Moving on. Number 3.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
All right. So
good argument, though.
1-1. Number 3, which you might have more knowledge about this one than I do. So. Paul McCartney was replaced.
I have heard of this one.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, the famous Beatle, one of the 2 surviving Beatles to this day. You know who the other surviving Beatle is, Lane?
Nope.
Ringo Starr.
All right.
The drummer.
Okay.
Big Beatles fan, I see.
Nope. I know very few songs. Something to do with the submarine. That's one of them, right?
Yellow Submarine. Yes, we all live in a yellow submarine.
We sure do. Not us, though. We live in a red box labeled Typical Monday. We sit down at this hand-stained, wooden carved pizza. What is wrong with my brain today? I said pizza, yeah. Table.
We sit here at this hand-carved, hand-finished pizza. I think Lane's having a stroke,
to bring
guys.
you great content.
I think I need to drive Lane to the emergency room.
Well, the horse tranquilizer has not worn off, evidently. And I'm also a little bit hungry.
That'll do it.
So, also known, this conspiracy, also known as the Paul is dead, quote, theory. It claims that the Beatles' bass guitarist, I thought he was the vocalist.
He is. Him and John, and then also George shared singing responsibilities.
Well, this conspiracy theory has holes in it already. He passed away in 1969 and was replaced by a lookalike. It all started when a rumor that Paul McCartney had passed away in a traffic accident, and it later escalated into a theory that the band was trying to hide the fact that Paul is dead. I guess what seemed to be a small theory, became a theme of many articles in various newspapers. In 1993, McCartney joked about this theory in his live album titling it "Paul is Alive." See, it's just...
The man is so talented, and he's like... I would have to... You know, I am interested. There are theories that the Beatles, like, didn't even exist, and it was all like a ploy. And
oh, really?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested by those. This one, though, fun. I'll give it that it's fun. I think it's fake.
I think it's fake, too.
You think it's fake?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, too far out there even for a conspiracy.
No one gets a point for that one.
No one just pretend like we didn't even talk about it.
I mean, it could have happened, but I mean, if it didn't happen and you're famous and there's a theory about you dying, I would... And it became so popular, I would joke about that too. Right. So that's not,
Yeah, it doesn't hold any weight for me either.
Makes sense. Oh, you're a big Hillary fan.
Oh, God. Hey, go back. I'm a big nobody fan. I'm a big nobody fan. Good one there. I like that.
Hillary's campaign logo is a reference to 9/11.
You don't have to convince me. I believe it already.
See? You see? Moving on.
What is her logo, actually?
And
he's going to show me?
Case closed.
Oh, boy.
Boom. 9/11.
That is...
9/11 right there.
I have to say that's a happy... Well, if you have some information, I would love to hear.
Clarify. That is her logo. No.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. This hilarious visual comedy you guys can all laugh at us with.
It's basically, the H with a red arrow going to the right.
And they say that looks like an airplane coming through the 2 buildings.
Yep.
Interesting.
And it does. Al Epstein thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to get whacked or anything, but by talking about Hillary, but
just don't kill yourself, man. You'll be fine. All right, number 5, poisonous government snow.
All right, this is one I've legit never heard of anything about.
Yeah, well, prepare to be enlightened, Ben. This conspiracy theory first became popular in Georgia, of all places.
Wow, where all good conspiracy theories originate from.
No, that is that one fan webpage in. Let me scroll up.
Oh yes,
figure out where that was. And that was a Brazilian fan website.
Oh, that's where all the good ones
come from.
I hope one day we get to be so successful that people comment on our videos. Come to Brazil.
Why not? I'd go.
I would go. I'd love to go. Visit all your conspiracy theory hangouts and.
Well, I mean, it's a Brazilian fan page, so it's like you can find it all online without actually going there.
Oh,
so.
I can find it from here in my own home,
free,
at your own home.
Come to Brazil from your couch. All right. So after 2 inches of snow fell in Atlanta, people started to notice something rather odd about the way the snow reacted to heat. What do you think happened, Ben?
This snow ain't quite regular snow.
Wait a second. When I breathe on it, it's still in my hair.
It's melting too fast.
It's melting too fast. No, false. There's a video right here that I'll show you. The people aren't going to be able to see it, but
we'll describe in great detail what happens.
So the people are trying to melt the snow with blowtorches.
Jamie, put it up on the screen. Wait, where's Jamie?
He is an intern. He'll be back next week.
Little Rogan humor for all you podcast fans out there.
So these people try to melt snow with a blowtorch, but it simply wouldn't.
What?
Yeah, it wouldn't melt. Kind of weird. I don't know if, maybe it's not government snow. Maybe something weird happened. Maybe it's crazy Doofenshmirtz character, affecting the tri-state area, You just don't know.
That's pretty crazy, though.
So here's a picture.
Okay.
Of this.
I'm looking at a picture.
So on the left is a cotton ball of sorts with a lighter.
Okay.
And on the right is actual snow turning black and somewhat brown with the same exact lighter.
Huh.
Now,
I would not imagine
weird.
that snow would burn.
No. Now, it's not burning. It's just it's leaving a mark on it, and it's not melting. So it's not. So the left was burning. The right wasn't. But it still has that black mark. So I guess in the government's defense, they said that that's just the butane inside the lighter causing a black kind of smog to appear on the snow.
Interesting.
What do you think, Ben?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would imagine snow, when you hit it with a blowtorch, would just melt.
Probably melt. Yeah. Yeah, that's
something fishy sounds
weird.
I think something fishy's going on here.
Well, see, now the big question is, why would government want to kill Georgia? What do they have there that they don't want them to have? Let's think about that. What does Georgia have? They have mountains.
Peaches.
They have peaches? Georgia peaches?
Yeah, it's like their thing. We have oranges, they have peaches.
I didn't even know that.
You never heard the expression a Georgia peach?
Yeah, I have. But I guess, but I've never heard the expression orange in Florida. So it's like it's. Okay, so if they do have peaches, maybe the government hates peaches.
That's what I think. That's
my peaches decalcify your pineal gland?
It's all connected. I'm sold.
Might be on something.
I'm sold on this.
Boom. 2 points, Lane.
2 for
1
Lane.
point, Ben. Number 6.
Wow, covered 6. Wow, 6 already. There's only 3 points on the board.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Well, there's a few of them where we were kind of neutral. And there's a couple where I agree with.
They can't all be credible.
All right, let's see here. So, number 6, April is the government's blood sacrifice season.
Oh boy.
As we all know.
This is pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like the month of April to put you in the mood for a blood sacrifice. Some people might say. The government would say.
You say on a regular basis. Is this related to like Freemasonry and... What's that called? Like when they have the what are they called? Freemasons and what is it?
Freemasons.
Is there another name for that?
Illuminati.
Yeah, I don't know if you're thinking
There's
Freemasons.
plenty of names. Skull and Bones.
Right.
We got the Freemasons, Illuminati. Tons of them, including blood sacrifices in April. So some people noticed that, oddly enough, a huge amount of tragedies happened during the month of April.
Really?
According to these people, April is actually the government's blood sacrifice season, and during this month, the government performs sacrifices to the demon god Baal.
Oof. I'm familiar with Baal.
Yeah, and then later disguises these sacrifices as tragedies.
Are there any tragedies listed?
Yeah, there's so many of them that you can just go on your phone and just look at all of them for yourself.
Is there one that you could you name one for me?
Look, even CNN has published an article questioning this tragedy. This tragic and unexplainable coincidence. So if CNN's going to report on it, it's been real for years. So it
must be. Is there?
You know what I mean?
I would like one circumstance to back up this claim, Lane. I think that's what I need to push me over the edge.
Let's see. If we observe person 2638's comment on such article, this person believes that I almost have a feeling. This is what person 2638 is saying. I almost have a feeling it has to do with how frustrating taxes are.
Oh man.
You know what, person 2638? I think she's right.
You think she's right?
Yeah. Taxes are so frustrating.
It makes you want to make a blood sacrifice?
The only thing is that January is not anywhere close to April. So that just really,
I guess you're like really, unless you're really late in the game getting your taxes.
But paying taxes, see, the frustration carries over to April.
It stays
That's probably,
with you?
Yeah. So
I gotta say, I think I'm a little skeptical on this one, Lane.
So weirdly enough, mid-April has actually been the period of sacrifice throughout many civilizations, and the cult of Baal used to worship their god of sun and fertility by sacrificing humans and fire. They sacrifice humans and fire, so they're sacrificing fire as well.
Huh. So
it must be telling an idiot peeing on it or something.
I could be mistaken, but I believe the Baal sacrifices used to be. You ever heard of like the bronze, the golden cow thing?
Yeah.
They would put people in the.
Yes, that was in a movie. What movie was that in? Yeah.
I've never seen it in a movie.
It was really good. Forget what.
Oof, that'd be rough to watch.
It wasn't a bronze or gold cow, but it was like some kind of steel cow over a fire, and then
they cooked the people in there. Yeah.
I think they actually escaped, but it was a crazy movie.
Rough way to go.
So yeah, I mean, it's hey, this mid-April, mark my words, watch what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen or what will happen, but conspiracy theories believe. What's the term that they coined on the History Channel? Ancient astronaut theorists believe that this horrible tradition is continued by the government in the form of guns or gunfires, explosions, and death. See, now, I'm not going to say this is strictly the government. I mean, maybe some people in this are in the government, but I'm not just saying, it's like the government does this.
Yeah.
Your local, Ann Phillips at the DMV every mid-April gets, like that's not what
that
I'm
rascal.
Saying. Yeah, that dirty rascal. Speaking of dirty rascals, Prince Charles is apparently a vampire.
Okay. Royal family,
Prince Charles is a vampire.
Henry and his wife Meghan, they just resigned from their royal family duties. Did you know that?
Oh, is that because he was on the list of Jeffrey Epstein's flight? That's probably why.
I don't know. All I know is that they were. I knew that they're never big on the royal family life to begin with, so they just said deuces, and I think they're moving to Canada.
We're caught. See ya. Okay, so, well, maybe they're kind of putting the two and two together. Maybe
they're hiding. Maybe they're on the lam from their vampiric.
On
family?
The lam?
It just means on the run.
Oh, really? I've never heard that before.
It's an old timey term. On the
Can
lam.
lambs run fast? Don't they often get lost?
Probably faster than me.
I think lambs often get lost.
They do. Yep, the shepherd has to go track them down and.
Maybe the shepherd's Prince Charles. He's a freaking vampire.
All right. Well, as fascinating as this bit about Hit me with the vampire facts.
All right, so there's a couple of them. All right, so people seem to believe this theory because according to the genealogy records, Prince Charles might have descended from Vlad the Impaler, who was the inspiration behind Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes, that is a real bad guy.
Yeah. Side note, I am actually descendants of Vlad the Impaler, as well as that king who had 9 hostages, whatever his name was.
Blaine, I think... Oh, man, my wife is calling. I think I gotta go. I got that thing tonight. And
what can disprove me? This table's made out of wood, but that doesn't work. It's just jam it to my heart, and I'm not planning to prove my innocence that much.
Also has a giant morning star hanging on his wall.
Well, we don't have any silver or garlic, so
and a pile of bullets here.
Gonna have to take my word for it.
All right, why is this guy a vampire?
Okay,
break it down.
The prince even appeared in Romania's National Tourist Office ad, which he claimed that Transylvania is in my blood. Oof. He's taunting us, Ben.
That sounds pretty dangerous.
He's taunting us.
He's rubbing our noses in it.
Yes. And joked about being the descendant of Vlad the Impaler.
That's not something you want to joke
which
about. Which
sparked even more conspiracies because later in 2017, the prince was offered the title of Prince of Transylvania.
Oh my. Wow, that does it.
Yep. To which he turned down because he wanted to be called King of Transylvania.
Is that for real?
I just made that up.
Oh. I was going to say.
All of these facts make many people believe, including myself and you, that this prince might actually be a vampire. What makes matters worse is the condition called porphyria, common amongst royals.
Oh, I have heard of this.
Which is caused by iron deficiency and makes a person's skin sensitive to daylight.
So they're also pale.
People think that he has. Yeah.
Interesting. Show me a picture of this guy.
Boom.
100%. That is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That is the Vamps kid right there. Oh, yeah.
That right there. That's the Vamps kid right there, man. I seen it myself.
Get him, Nickman. Shoot him.
Look at old swamp, folks.
I could watch that show for a long time.
It's a good show, man.
I could definitely watch that show for a long time. Not back to back though. That guy's voice kind of gets on my nerves. Oh boy. So let's see. So now what's the score? 3-1?
Sure. Let's go with that.
All right, 3-1. Oh wait, no, 4-1 because I said it was 3 and there's score is me winning. I don't know what else it is. All right. Number 8.
I have to get extra stubborn on these next few.
How are you on the moon in general? Have you heard any of the moon conspiracies?
I was just talking to someone the other day that thinks that the moon landing was fake.
Okay, well, this one even trumps that.
Bigger than that.
The moon does not exist, Ben.
Oh, the moon is fake.
The whole moon is fake.
How is... Okay, what? How?
Well, Ben, this one is rather simple. Yet there is, once again, no real explanation as to why anyone would be interested in continuing such a huge lie for centuries. But according to this conspiracy theory, the moon does not exist and is only a hologram created to fool everyone on Earth.
A hologram?
Yep. Just like Star Wars. Just like
we have holograms in like 2020 life.
Yeah, but I mean, the moon's in the shape of a Death Star, Star Wars.
Maybe it is a Death Star.
Holograms. Could be. I've heard theories where the moon's actually a spaceship. You can drive around. Or something like that. Or I guess fly around.
Drive it around yourself. There's a lot of good old boy accents.
Oh my god.
You got any more factoids to convert me?
Well, Rio Bakura comments, always knew that was a Death Star up there. We're the next Alderaan. # save the Earth.
Oh boy. Well, I am a big Star Wars fan. You know this.
You are. So you should be on board with that one for sure.
The moon just seems, you know what? I'm gonna call
Kind of real.
I'm gonna
Kind of up there.
I'm gonna call BC on this one.
Because it's true. Number 9. Stonehenge was built by the aliens.
The aliens. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
I am fascinated by
Aliens or Stonehenge?
ancient structures of any kind. Pyramids, Stonehenge, things that are deemed impossible for the level of technology available at the moment.
Right.
Or at least that we think they had at the moment. So
you're already leaning towards you believe it.
I'm immediately intrigued.
Okay, well, while scientists can't seem to find an explanation, in other words, they don't know, on how somebody without any engineering knowledge managed to move stones that weigh 50 tons, some people think that the answer is pretty simple. We just refuse to accept it. But I think it was built by the aliens.
Okay, sidebar from this hilarious segment we're doing. This is actually really fascinating. I could spend a long time talking about this. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, there's lots of crazy structures. They had no engineering. You've seen people that claim to have a lot of engineering today, and you've seen what they've built. So, I mean, it's just it is weird. 50 tons.
That's
for a block.
insane. Each stone is 50 tons.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way. There's just no way that could be done. I mean, like, maybe you can argue maybe they could, if like they had ropes or something,
like roll them on logs.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, maybe if an entire city got behind one rope, you could like kind of pull one up.
Take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
So I could see that, but putting the rocks on top just doesn't make sense.
Okay. I will give you this one. Although I'm not sure it was aliens.
Well, it wasn't people.
I have a thought on that.
What?
I have my own
giant
conspiracy.
Lions.
Giant lions.
Liger's built it. No.
I have.
What's your theory?
It's also my theory on the pyramids. How do you think the pyramids were built?
Are you going to reference Nephilim?
I am.
You are.
I'm a big. I have a lot of interest in that subject.
Well, I don't think so. I think they could have helped build the pyramids. I don't think they could have actually built Stonehenge though, because what's the average? Or they found some skeletons, right? Wasn't it like 38 feet tall or something like that? Yeah, pretty dang tall.
I think that one might have been just like the giant one was disproved, but I think I think that's behind. I think it's the Nephilim, the giants. But Stonehenge, 50 tons though. That's just mind-boggling.
I mean, even if you're 20 feet tall,
that's.
You've seen the tall people we have. They're all skin and bones.
Right.
They can dunk and collect their check, and that's about it. That's all they're really good for. I mean, it's.
See, yeah, I'm almost inclined to believe that it's like. There might have been some supernatural strength elements involved.
I tossed up the idea maybe they were more skilled in magnets or something, and they could lift it up something via magnets. I got no idea.
There's also a lot of really interesting thoughts on that. Ancient civilization in like certain pockets and certain times were way more advanced than we give them credit for. Like Mayans, just disappeared.
Yep.
Weird stuff like that. Like
just left Earth.
Peace. You know what? I'll give you half a point on this one because I don't think it was made by humans entirely. So I'll give you half a point on this one, and I'll take half a point.
I kind of deserve like 3/4.
3/4? Come on.
We can at least agree humans didn't build this. It's pretty alien. No creature on Earth now built it if humans didn't.
I'll split the point with you.
All right. Number 10. Number 10. This one's actually pretty interesting, which I've heard a few things about this. So this is a phantom time hypothesis.
This is sounds new to me. So So hit me.
Heard a few things where, like, people would fake historic events, certain wars, certain crazy events that happened just to kind of persuade or to kind of indoctrinate the people. Because, the person who wins the war writes history,
Right.
So, I mean, I'm sure it's happened at some point, if not multiple times. But this historical conspiracy theory was first published in 1991. And it basically states that 297 years of our history didn't exist.
Ooh, wow. This is I haven't heard this before. This is interesting.
I might butcher this guy's name, but Herbert Illig, the author of this conspiracy, believes that the events from 614 to 911 have been faked. That includes the entire Carolingian period, butchered that, and the figure of Charlemagne. According to Illig, one of the main reasons we shouldn't believe these 297 years actually took place is the scarcity of archaeological evidence from that period of time.
Really?
You see, I'm kind of, I have a couple problems with this one. I don't think we just skip time.
Sure.
I just think, maybe history was fudged a little bit there and we just didn't account for it. Maybe we didn't like what happened. Maybe they were trying to cover something up.
Oh, right. That's the story of life, is that, like you said, whether cover-ups or we just didn't like the truth, so we, propagated something else.
But there are stories of, someone's flying across the coast and, is on the phone or on the radio with someone expecting him at a different port, and he gets there like 6 hours before it's even possible to get there, going through wormholes over the Bermuda. So it's like certain things like that. And they're both reputable sources. Maybe phantom time, but 297 years?
Seems like a stretch.
That's pretty crazy.
I think I remain skeptic on this one, Lane.
Yeah, that's fine, because I'm skeptic on that one too. So
that means I get 2 points since you're skeptic on it yourself. I've convinced you to be skeptic on it yourself.
I was skeptic before I even finished the paragraph. But I mean, I don't think we just poof, skip.
Yeah,
I think something happened.
Seems like there's
in the past,
not enough evidence.
Because there was historical book burnings and stuff like that.
Right,
we
sure.
got set back hundreds of years because of that stuff. So I think that's what actually happened.
I would agree.
Number 11, invasion of the lizard people.
This one has had a lot of publicity lately.
It has, which is actually a fact on here. Back in 2013, a public policy polling in America indicated that over 4% of registered voters believe in David Icke's theory.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and that was 13. You gotta believe it's probably more.
4%?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Over 4%. That was in 13, so 2020 is gonna be more than that. I am on the fence about this one, but I've got both legs over on the lizard people side, so it's
wait.
Yeah.
Really?
Right, so according
is this
to
for the bit, or is this real on the record?
It's for you to not know and to figure out. So according to this theory, David Icke, reptilian humanoids from the Alpha Draconis star system are responsible for a worldwide conspiracy against humanity. Don't give a crap about the star system. Just throwing it out there. Just,
okay.
In general.
So where do you think they came from?
I have no idea. Probably underground. Maybe there's a secret civilization in the core of Earth. Who knows, man? Who knows? That's for another day. Not today. According to him, throughout history, the world's most famous dynasties and families are working alongside these shape-shifting reptilians. The list of these accomplices include the Merovingian dynasty, the Rothschilds, which you know about them, of course, right?
Hit me again.
The Rothschilds. They controlled multiple wars and the outcomes by increasing rates for guns and ammunition, military equipment, making them more expensive, and the interest rates higher. They basically supplied both sides to a few wars.
Huh.
I didn't bring my fact sheet here with me today, but
right.
So they would basically provide military weapons, ammo, guns, tanks, whatever, to both sides. One side, they gave them the better equipment, and it was a lot cheaper. And then the other guys, they gave the worse equipment. It was very expensive and lots of interest to cripple their economy. So they've shaped. Yeah. So Merovingian. Merovingian dynasty. Wow. The Rothschilds and the Bush family. And, funny enough, the British royal family. Who just so happened
vampire lizards.
The vampires, the Bushes, and the Rothschilds. And the Merovingian family. Good Lord. What's even weirder is that there is, a lot more people that you would think would actually believe in this. And there is multiple videos, of some TV reporters. Their eyes are doing weird things, like they'll actually blink from the side instead of up and down. There's actually a famous one about Miley Cyrus doing this.
Really?
Yeah, she was on a interview. If you slow down the camera, you can actually see her eyes shift into like that snake eye pupil and then go back. Which is kind of weird.
Weird, very weird.
Kind of weird. So where are you on this one?
Well, I've pulled up the Wikipedia page for David Icke, and he is a English professional conspiracy theorist, which I didn't know that was a job, professional conspiracy theorist, and a former
an English one.
So he's more credible, and a former soccer player. So this theory has come from a former soccer player, or as called in
an athlete
an athlete, or across the pond they would call him a footballer. So I was interested in how he came about this revelation, and so I guess he began to flirt with alternative medicine and New Age philosophies in the 80s. So I'm gonna call that alternative medicine cocaine, and
what?
Probably cocaine. It was the 80s.
Could have been LSD.
In an effort to relieve his arthritis. And this encouraged his interest in green politics. Within 6 months of joining the Green Party, he was given a position as one of its 4 principal speakers. 6 months of joining the Green Party. What? Are you familiar with the Green Party? You know anything about this?
Don't, but it does not sound like cocaine. He's done some kind of spiritual drug.
It's a green political party in the UK. So within 6 months, they gave this guy, a chair on the, committee.
He's that credible. That's how credible he is. You were only digging your grave deeper and deeper, Ben.
I wish on air live here, I'm trying to find the beginning of his, lizard stuff. But I guess I have to take your word for it that he is a credible athlete.
Side note, they say you can tell or like see through their, quote, skin or mask, so to speak, if your third eye's open. But you can't do that
because
if you're drinking fluoride.
Well,
wise people.
Okay. This one just seems so far-fetched to me.
I don't know, man. Something's weird. Speaking of weird things. How about this one? Try this one on for size, Ben. Barack Obama can control the weather.
Okay.
Or should I say could control the weather. He can't now.
Anymore.
He can only do it whenever he was the president. He's not Storm from the Avengers.
Okay, so are they saying that every president has the ability to control the weather?
Maybe since Barack Obama. Yeah. I'm not saying he did anything special. I'm just saying while he was in president, they he personally influenced the weather. So I don't know if the technology was developed during his presidency. That's what people think.
So what are them facts?
After the tragic events of Hurricane Sandy, I remember that one, some newspapers started spreading the message that this event might have been engineered by none other than Barack Obama.
Oh boy.
It was believed that the president used the high-frequency active auroral research program to create the hurricane. And some people even spoke about this being a way for the president to be reelected. There is a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding Obama, like an abnormal amount. Yeah. I mean, just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theorists also claim that the government uses the Alaska-based program to change the weather using electromagnetic waves which basically means that Obama can control the weather. Which, I mean, I don't really think Obama is controlling it. If you can control the weather, the president doesn't get to, steer it around with a joystick. It's like Hurricane Sandy going this way.
I don't know, that sounds like something Trump would be doing.
I don't think so. It's just like if
the joystick.
If that, it's true. Woohoo! I ran. You know what I mean? So if that does exist, which I think there's something there. I don't know if it's like click button hurricane, like they can type in the coordinates.
Maybe influencing the weather. I'll give you that.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
HARP and stuff like that. Yeah. Doing a bunch of floating weather
I will
balloons.
give you that. I don't think, I think they put Barack Obama in there just as like, a little more of a clickbaity title. But I think so the government, I think I've heard some inklings and I am, I'll give you that one.
All right. 2 points for Lane.
What? Is this the same system that we used on movie rankings?
No.
Is that why I'm lost?
No, it's not. I don't even know what the score is, but I think I'm ahead. So Elvis Presley is still alive.
I've heard this one.
And you were a big, or still are a big Elvis fan, right?
Yeah, there are many people out there who are big Elvis fans. I don't know a ton, but I do like some of his music.
Before our time.
Long before our time, yes. But cool
Elvis
guy.
Presley is still alive. Oh, how many of us would love for this to be true. Just to be able to hear the most iconic songs in human history sung again by none other than Elvis Presley himself.
And those are your words. You're not reading anything. Those were your words.
Yeah, those are for sure.
That was
my
from
words.
your heart.
Oh, yeah. The most iconic songs in human history. Oh, God. Well, it's hard to say if these people are the biggest Presley fans and they just can't get used to the fact that unfortunately the singer passed away many years ago, or if these people are actually telling us to open our eyes and notice this is a very big chance the iconic singer is still alive.
Is this like where they think he's like hiding out among the Nazis in like South America? Is that where?
No, didn't hear that one. I've seen photos of, I forget, what was it? I came prepared, but not super prepared. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just trying to like get the idea in your mind.
Sure. We're talking big picture here. We're not
the big picture. So let me see. So other clues that led people to believe the singer did not pass away is the incomplete medical examiner's report, unsigned will, and a body in a coffin that appeared to be sweating and was possibly made of wax. Didn't know about that. So
I had not heard that either.
There's a lot more where he faked his death because the fame was just so much he couldn't take it. So I think he was a pretty funny guy. I mean, God forbid if he actually is dead, don't want to dishonor him, but I think if I were to go, I would make the way I die comical. You know what I'm saying? So if I were to fake my death, I'd make it pretty comical. Now that I've said that, I'm not going to make it comical, but
Interesting.
There's been photos of him about the same age with like a gut, and it looks like him. But I mean, I think any single individual has at least 4 lookalikes in the world. I think those were the odds. So it's like, can't really just go off of that.
Yeah, I'm one. Now, here's the thing. I fully like Elvis went kind of crazy there in the 70s. He got fat, which doesn't mean he was crazy, but he got fat on drugs, tons of drugs.
I think we should go see a psychiatrist anytime soon, Ben.
He got, he was, popping pills and wearing those stupid jumpsuits and, where do we land on this one?
Where do you land on it? I know where I land.
Possible. I
plausible.
think it's plausible. I'll give you plausible.
It's not busted, but it's plausible. So this is actually there's a lot of conspiracy on Michael Jackson's death too.
Okay, I was gonna say, is there anything on like Tupac and Biggie in there?
I mean, I know that there's definitely conspiracies. I'm not well knowledge in them because it's kind of before my era.
Right.
I guess Biggie was. Well, yeah. He is. But I do know a little more facts on Michael Jackson. Vaguely. I know the
Well, you should, because your mom was a massive
Michael Jackson fan. I mean, he sings good, but there's always something a little off about him.
I'd tell you what, especially now with all these, was it like Finding Neverland or whatever?
Surviving
Neverland.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Find it.
A little different.
Trying to get away.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, Anyways, yeah, I'm all ears, Lane.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really know facts. Just I know that what was?
Oh, this one's not part of your list. We're just
no.
This is just in conversation. Okay.
I know something to do with the autopsy as well. They didn't publish all the findings, and then it was a closed casket, and there was someone saw another hearse going the opposite way. So there was like 2 or 3 or more funerals that weren't real to kind of guide people off from but they said that was just so they didn't know where the actual real body was.
I would say that sounds like a security measure. Yeah.
But there's I forget, there was a song that he did that used numbers in it, and then the ambulances that picked him up had the same exact numbers on the back of them, and it was like referencing a new life or something like that. But which is really weird.
I tell you what.
And he was obsessed with disguises. He was, I don't know if you knew that. He was obsessed about going out in public, very disguised, trying to blend in.
Right.
He was, I think, one of, if not the most famous person.
It's just between him or Elvis, I would think that this is Michael Jackson faking his death, and I don't think he did, but it's more plausible to me than. Yeah, because he was a more zany guy, and arguably had some good reasons to disappear.
Right.
Legal reasons.
For sure, he had quite a few.
So talented guy, but isn't that funny? It feels like everybody who's famous these days, all their dirty laundry is coming out, and it's crazy.
Hey, man.
All these dirt bags.
It is insane. Hollywood's getting exposed, or Hollywood bleeding. All right. So I am not knowledge on this one, but for the sake of these 2 pictures look alike, I'm going to reference it.
Okay.
Obama is Malcolm X's son.
Okay, I've seen this one. They look a lot alike. I'll give you that.
They definitely do. But again, every person has at least 4 lookalikes in the world. So it's, I don't really know much facts about it. But these 2 pictures that I'm looking at look pretty dang similar.
Yeah, they have some similar characteristics, but I'm not sure the math quite adds up. And
Well, let's see.
Also, Malcolm X was if you're a young Obama, I'm sure you would look up to someone like Malcolm X. So
right.
I'm sure they just
true.
Without even hearing the facts, I'm going to call BC on this one too.
Because
I don't even want to hear the facts. Well, you got any interesting facts on this one?
No.
Nope. Then we don't need. Never tell me the facts. Except on this next one. Please do tell me the facts.
Well, that might be it.
Might be.
So I think, it's. If you're trying to convince someone, you don't want to push someone over the edge.
Push them too hard.
You've kind of,
gotta let them breathe a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly. Maybe later. Maybe a couple of months down the road, I'll lay some more conspiracy theories on you.
Maybe go a little deeper.
You've had enough.
Maybe some of your
mind can't handle all this conspiracy. There's been a lot though. So to recap, you do agree with me that there's fluoride in the water.
Yep.
And it's not good for you at all.
Correct.
We're actually the only country that still does it.
Really?
Yeah.
Extra
you do
dirty.
believe there is something up with the old Avril Lavigne and Melissa.
I don't remember saying I did, but okay.
He said it was BC because he believed it. So
that's
there's
right.
2. Paul McCartney was replaced. We both don't really know about that one, so that's 0 and 0. So you don't get a point unless you add 1 to mine.
What? That makes no sense.
Because we both don't believe. So I'm not trying to convince you of that one.
I think this is rigged, but okay.
Can't get a point. I didn't convince you. I didn't believe it myself.
It seems like it's your fault. That sounds like a personal problem. But okay, whatever.
Maybe,
moving on.
All right. Hillary's campaign logo is a reference to 9/11.
I think a coincidence.
You gave me a wink. I'm scared. Yeah, it is a coincidence. All right, you get the point for that one, Ben. Wink.
Oh man,
poisonous government snow, pretty dang weird. Snow should melt with heat. I get a point for that one.
Yeah,
3 to 1.
3 to 1 so far.
3 to 1. Yeah. Right, 3 to 1. Right. Cusco's poison. Poison for Cusco. April is the government's blood sacrifice season. Kind of weird, man. Mid-April, all these crazy things happening, shootings, just a bunch of stuff, explosions.
I didn't get me on that one.
No,
I go 3-2.
I don't know, man. Mid-April, I'm gonna recircle.
Hey, listen, we'll reevaluate this and come this mid-April.
Yep. Prince Charles, vamp or no vamp?
He's 100% a vamp.
Yep. I can prove it because I can feel it. Because I'm related to him as well, apparently. But not a vampire, as we've already discussed. The moon does not exist, and it is a hologram. You're a Star Wars buff, you agree. 4 points.
Well, you already have 4 points. So yes, you remain at 4 points. That is true. So 4-3.
All right, so you do not believe the moon does not exist. You think it's there.
Correct.
Right. Do you think there's anything up with the moon?
No, I don't.
Nothing whatsoever.
I don't find anything fishy about it.
All right. Not even the fact that you don't see the backside of it?
No, it's just the way the rotation works.
All right. Tried to get you on that one. Stonehenge was built by the aliens. We both agree to somewhat agree and disagree. So all right, it counts as a point for me.
I'll give you the point. So that's you're at 5-3.
Both agree that no creature on Earth that we know of,
correct,
that isn't underground in a government facility built these, and no human built these.
Correct. You get the point.
What, 6
points? 5-3. Wait, what the heck? 5-3.
Okay.
This is rigged.
Phantom time, or you're just stuck in a phantom time. Phantom time hypothesis. I told you what I believe. I think technically it's true. Yes, the whole 297 years, is gone. Mm-hmm. Not the fact that it didn't exist.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is whack. 4-5. So there's not enough there to.
Really?
Not enough there to. I wouldn't even call it. Yeah, that seems like no, not for me.
So the fact that there isn't any archaeological findings whatsoever for 297 years at all isn't a little weird. I don't think something
happened. It says
happened.
One man, right?
Nope. Herbert Illig and Lane White.
Wow.
2 men.
Not enough evidence. Skeptic.
I'm sad. I'm disappointed.
5-4. It's close.
Invasion of the lizard people.
Oh man, now we're tied up 5-5. No. I don't have any stock in this one.
Strong no.
I don't have a horse in that race, man. 5-5.
You're covering something up. I don't know. A vampire and lizard man over here. I mean, Lane and Ben.
2 American boys.
Barack Obama could control the weather. We both.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. That's a 6. I don't quite believe that Barack Obama, but I think the government is, the government. So.
And Elvis Presley still alive? Plausible, right?
Plausible. So no points awarded on that one.
But you do think Michael Jackson's death is super fishy. So that's 2 plausibles equal at least a half a point.
Okay. All right. 6.5 to 5.
Obama's Malcolm X's son. There was no convincing done there.
Yes.
And on either part,
wow.
I just said, hey, these 2 pictures look alike, which they do. And you agreed. So, I mean, if anything here, you got to give me another half a point. But you don't have to on that one.
So that's the last one, right?
That's it.
So I guess you have won the day just barely by the skin of your lizard teeth.
You're mine to know. You're the lizard in case you've forgotten.
Oh, I'm a lizard. New podcast. Lizard Man and the Vamp.
Lizard Man and the Vamp. No, don't say it like in that voice. No.
It's going to be a radio show.
So your mind has been expanded. How do you feel, Ben?
Well, I feel like my
you feeling cold?
Perineal gland has been decalcified.
Pineal gland?
Yes, pineal gland has been decalcified.
Feeling a little cold. Maybe you're gonna curl up next to a heat lamp.
That sounds like Friday night to me.
All right, nice. So,
how about you? You gonna go crawl back to your coffin?
Nope. I'm gonna go to bed.
You gonna go to bed, hanging upside down from the roof?
Maybe.
From your prehensile toes?
Prehensile toes. I have some long toes.
You do?
I do, yeah.
Conspiracy.
It's weird. Till I was 15. So that has been the conclusion of the conspiracy theory episode. We'll definitely revisit this in the future.
I think so. I think what we should do is, because you are, and so these are kind of some goofy ones, but you have some real solid ones that you have some some meat in the game. So we should come back to this and
definitely
do it
so
more serious.
I'm calling today a win.
A win for you. I'll call today
a loss for me. A loss for me.
I'll say it's a win for you. I don't believe in losses.
We both opened up our minds to a few things, debated some stuff, but I think it's good to expand the mind, kind of throw up, even if it's like a hilarious, laughable theory.
Sure. You know what? Listen to us while you're doing something else, right?
Poke the bear a bit.
All right. Well, that about does it for this episode of Typical Mondays. Yep. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, Mom or Dad, please leave a like.
Family, friends, cousins, friends of friends.
Friends of friends.
Like,
go ahead and leave it a
subscribe.
comment, or if you're listening to this in a podcast app, please give us a review, because that would really help us out as well. So
only if it's 5 stars, though.
Only if it's 5 stars.
Can't stress that enough. If you don't like us, just
move on. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yep.
So as always, this is Typical Mondays. I have been Ben,
and I am still Lane. Or am I?
Lane the Vamp.
See you next week, guys.
Adios, pals. I'm going to cut that out.
Pals.